In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
The third night of the Democratic Convention was really about introducing Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz to America. He's the governor of Minnesota. He's not someone who a lot of Americans had ever heard of before he was named, really surprisingly, to the Democratic ticket. But the signs on the floor tonight at the convention said, "Coach Walz." The whole arena was chanting, "Coach, Coach, Coach."
Wow. Well, thank you.
The football team that he coached as a high school teacher in Minnesota before he went into politics actually came out on stage, these middle-aged guys sort of failing to follow the stage directions. And that was the theme of his speech, was very much about these sort of white bread Americana.
We ran a 44 defense. We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship. Never closed the yearbook, people. But it was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress.
And he really showed, I think, why Democrats are so excited to have him on the ticket, because he's able to seamlessly blend being a very tough attack dog on the Republicans.
When I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is.
With then also appealing to these timeless American values.
When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations free to pollute your air and water. And banks free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love.
Freedom was a major theme of Governor Walz's speech, as well as the speeches of a lot of the other Democrats who spoke tonight, particularly a lot of the rising stars in the party.
Real freedom comes when she can look at Madam President and know that this is a nation where anything and everything is possible.
It's a theme that Democrats have been emphasizing, I think, for the past couple of years. They see it as a way to connect abortion rights to the rest of their agenda, reframing it as an idea of bodily autonomy. And you heard them tonight, including Governor Walz, connecting that to being free to read the books that you want to read, being free to walk down the street in safety, being free to live the life you want.
It's the part of our day when politics seems the most distant, and yet the makeup of our kitchen table, the existence of my family, is just one example of something that was literally impossible. As recently as 25 years ago, when an anxious teenager growing up in Indiana wondered if he would ever find belonging in this world.
This was a night where I think Democrats were trying to cast it forward and talk about the future.
True patriots do not whine and complain. We put our heads down and we get to work. 75 days and a wake up to build a future.
This idea that the other side wants to take us backwards, that when Donald Trump says we're going to make America great again, that's about nostalgia and darkness and division, whereas Democrats say that they are offering a future-oriented vision that's optimistic, that's joyful, and that's not, to use a word that Governor Walz has really popularized, that's not weird.
It's an agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's also wrong, and it's dangerous.
It was also a star-studded night. We had Oprah, we had John Legend doing a Prince cover. I was on the floor when he played that song, and you could almost feel the floor shake. It was like a big dance party. Although I will say, I have never seen that many people get on their feet that quickly as when Oprah came out. She was a surprise.
When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady, we try to get that cat out too.
She gave a speech that was very much about reaching out to undecided voters, reaching out to independents.
You're looking at a registered independent who's proud to vote again and again and again because I'm an American and that's what Americans do.
So while of course there were plenty of appeals to liberals and their values and the things that they hold dear, this is also a convention that is trying to reach the middle of the country and try to reach those independents and undecided voters, and that's how you win an election.
This is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes. If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma. If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable.
There was a lot of new blood on stage tonight, but there were some notable members of the old guard as well. Former President Bill Clinton showed that he still loves to talk and still has that folksy charm.
2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family of 4 generations. And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
And the former House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, who has been such a presence at this convention and who many hold responsible for the shape of the ticket as it has changed.
Let us not forget who assaulted democracy on January 6th. He did. But let us not forget who saved democracy that day. We did.
Another theme of this convention has been Project 2025. Now this, of course, is the Heritage Foundation drafted plan for potential conservative policies that a Trump administration might choose to implement. Trump has tried to distance himself from this plan. It is not his plan, but it's become quite well known and quite unpopular because of a lot of the extreme proposals that are contained within it. So we had one speaker tonight, the Saturday Night Live comedian Kenan Thompson, bring up a mock copy of Project 2025.
You ever seen a document that could kill a small animal and democracy at the same time? Here it is.
So really trying to bring to life what Democrats call the dangerous potential policies of a potential Trump administration. And it's something that a lot of Democrats have been talking about as they talk about why they feel they need to win this election and prevent another Donald Trump presidency.
Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spent a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it.
This was the penultimate night of the convention. Kamala Harris, who, similarly to Governor Walz, is introducing herself to the nation as a quite new nominee for this Democratic Party. So a lot is riding on her big speech as she seeks to define her candidacy and introduce herself to America.